Share via email. Report story. By Sashin08. This is Ochako's Pav Love Story, Part 1. Warning. Manga spoilers. Equals 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 dot. My name is Ochako Uraraka. I'm the only child in my family. My quirk is zero gravity and my hero name is Uravati Urabati. Whenever I touch an object, animal, or person, I can make them float. The only downfall is that it has a limit to the amount of weight that may be nullified, which is about around 3 tons. The more objects or persons I've touched, the more I struggle to keep them afloat, and continued strain results in me feeling nauseous and woozy to the point of vomiting. Now, I'm a student of UA Academy, one of the best and toughest schools for heroics where many famous heroes like All Might, Endeavor, Hawks, and Best Jeanist became one of the top 10 heroes in Japan. My main objective every day is to help my parents have a comfortable life as they struggle to work 24/7, working more than 2 jobs, and to earn money to pay all the taxes and bad debts due to our business bankruptcy. That's why I don't hesitate when anybody asks me what is my goal for being a hero: to be working for money, and giving my caring parents what they deserve, a great life where they can relax and enjoy themselves. I saved enough money for my school allowances and send all my earnings from work study to my mother. Sometimes, I didn't eat or use electrical appliances just to save money. Now, I lived in a school dorm with my friends and I eat every day because of a free meals. During my time at UA, I met a lot of interesting people with awesome quirks. Sometimes I felt envious of them because their quirks are powerful and almost excel in their academic studies, especially her classmate named Momo Yaoyorozu, always at the top of her class, living a rich and famous lifestyle, and her quirk is amazing. She created things using several lipids such as cannons, clothes, matryoshka dolls, katanas, and so on. The most amazing quirk belongs to the boy named Deku. His real name is Izuku Midoriya, but I called him Deku because it sounds like Dekiru, which means you can do it. His quirk is super strength, but now he activated another quirk called Black Whip, which is kinda odd if his parents have amazing quirks just like Shoto Todoroki, whose mother has an ice quirk and his father has a fire quirk. His father was known as Endeavor, the number one hero in Japan, where All Might lost his quirk after the battle with AFO and decided to retire as a number one hero. However, I'm eager to know all the amazing quirks of other pro heroes and students of UA. I'm glad that I met Deku, whose habit is to collect information about heroes' quirks. He shared his knowledge with me about heroes' profiles. For example, Bakugo's weakness is hand-on-hand combat. Aizawa's soft spot is caring for a Neko cat, and Ida's strength is drinking too much energy drinks. He also comes up with a strategy about how to defeat your opponent and likes to collect memorabilia from Otaku's Fun Museum. My experience at UA would not have been the same without my friends, especially Deku-kun. When I first met him, I thought he was a plain-looking, muttered mouth, and clumsy boy who came into UA with zero hero experience, but I realized that he was the only one who risked his life to save me from a zero-point giant robot. The next time I saw him was our first day at UA. We discovered that we were going to be classmates in Class 1A. I was glad that we officially became best friends, with Iida-kun of course, and when it comes to exams and training, we officially became partners. It's like we're being paired through fate. Since saving me from a zero-point giant robot at the entrance exam, Deku-kun did nothing but work hard every day to achieve his dream of becoming the number one hero in the future. His performance at the sports festival, at the joint training camp, how he saved Iida from hero killer known as Stain, how he defended Kota and saved Eri from the hands of Overhaul, and joint training with Class 1B and Shinso are amazing. His performance in the provisional licensing exam and hero duties at Uthen are all examples that show his improvement as a hero and his kindness towards his friends. Promoted stories. You'll also like. Not all heroes wear capes. Some just have 8.42.9k 1.4 kilo. Everybody. This is a suicidal depressed Deku book with Dadmic. Will their bond grow? Will Mike fuck up? Will Izuku try to kill himself? Find out yourself. Number 1 Radio. I am, sequel of UR check mark 69.5k 1.8k. This book is the sequel of You Are So Better. Read that first before going here. Tears of joy. Tears of joy. Thank you to that one reader that suggested this title. I can't see you sad face, but thank you. After all, Omfluke 11.4k 802. Will edit once I'm free. N. This is a work of fiction, and any similarity with other works is purely coincidental. Excuse grammatical errors and misspellings, Eng. Return of Mokuden discontinued 3.5k 45. This story is officially up for adoption. If anyone is interested, message me or comment on the story. The hero who sings with a smile 39.5k 368 high. Guys, this is my first story I write on Wattpad. I hope you like it. Izuku's Harem Academia 190k 1.8 Qst. Read. Finished. 28.5k 508 tilde. He save all of them, just a smile plastered on his face before disappearing through the wind. However, all these events only served to increase my admiration for him every day. I joined and trained with Gunhead to improve my stamina and master martial arts. I worked hard so that I will be with Deku-kun. In my eyes, he was a kind of a hero I wanted to be, making me not only help my parents but also give my best to defend those who can't. Deku-kun is the reason why I'm still here at UA and why I want to break my limits every time to use my quirk at its maximum capacity. Who protects the heroes when they need protecting? These are the words that came to my mind whenever I saw Deku-kun struggle with his new power. I don't want to see him hurt, so I tried to push myself to save him without thinking. Saving my best friend, my future hero, is the best way I can do for now, and yet, this admiration I have for him turned into something more. During our final exams, Aoyama knew that I'm thinking about what Deku-kun would do, and then he asked me if I liked him. From that moment, I couldn't sleep or eat or even face Deku-kun because I couldn't get out of my mind those words and my relationship with him. We hung around and talk about almost everything, but why do I feel something strange when I'm with him? He's my best friend. Best friends supposed not to fall in love and were also wanted to become heroes in the future. So why? Why do I feel so flustered when I'm with him? Maybe I was acting on pure impulse because never I felt like this, so this is understandable, right? I thought I would be more clear-minded after opening up to them, but Mina's statement left me even more flustered than before. It's love. How could I be in love with Deku-kun? Again, we're just friends. He's strong, determined, smart, cool, cute. Wait. Did I say cute? Why am I thinking of him romantically? We are just focused on becoming great heroes and we don't have time for that. When Deku-kun fought Bakugo and Aizawa-sensei gave them house arrest as a punishment, I don't know why I worried for him, especially when I learned from Deku-kun about his fight past the curfew hours. Days after the punishment, he came back and apologized to us, especially to Iida-kun, and announced he would give his all to catch up with the rest of the class. He started to borrow our notes and asked about training and exercises during heroic class. He's so invigorating, as everyone was even more moved to give their best, including me. I saw how determined he was when he focused on his fight with Mirio Senpai. It motivates me whenever I see him fight. To be honest, I was glad he came back to class. Classes weren't the same without him. Until I received a note from him, he decided to leave UA for good. Months after he left UA, we were trained by Shino Sosaki, Ryoko Tsuchikawa, and Yawara Chitora of Wild Pussycats so that we could catch up on finding Deku-kun. When our training was over, I and Suyu went secretly inside Deku's room to find more clues about OFA, One for All, and his whereabouts. I guess we find nothing here, Ochako-chan, said Suyu as she read Deku's hero analysis notebooks number 1 to 12. I can't believe that he jot all the details of pro heroes including us. Suyu stood and gave me her last research, notebook number 13. I'll be back in a minute to get our snacks, Ochako-chan. Thank you, Suyu-chan, I replied as she walked towards the door. Suyu, my best friend, saw me how sad I was when Deku-kun left UA. After I read his letter, I broke down. That baka idiot. We were trained as heroes, too. I'm his best friend. Why does he hide his secrets from me? I cried for 3 days and nights thinking about him, and there, I realized that I liked him. I wish that I could tell him how I feel for him, but right now, I need to become stronger so that I will be the one willing to protect him. Who protects the heroes when they need protecting? These words flashed in my mind again. As I browsed all the pages, I noticed he wrote something about me on one page. Below the lines, he wrote, Ochako Uraraka, my best friend, my everything. I need to find you, Baka. I cried as tears streamed down my cheeks. I'm not going to give up on you, Deku-kun. I'll promise that I will find you and I will bring you back. UA is your home. Me, Class 1A, Aizawa Sensei, and others here in UA are your family. A few minutes later, Suyu came back and told me to bring Deku-kun's hero analysis notebooks to the common area. She told me that Iida-kun and other classmates wanted to discuss OFA and Deku's whereabouts. I nodded and carried Deku's notebooks as I went down to the common area. There, Iida-kun, Mina, Momo, Jiro, Kirishima, and others except Bakugo, Todoroki, and Tokiyami are waiting for us. Thank you Uraraka-kun and Suyu-chan for coming. Now, we can start our meeting. Dash 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 dot. Days later, after Endeavor informed us about Deku's possible location, I prepared my hero costume and other things used to bring Deku-kun back. We ran outside and meet other classmates to form an assembly. The clouds seemed to turn dark and Mina suggested to bring along with umbrella, but no one dares to bring it. Principal Nezu told us to be more careful and wishing us luck of bringing our classmate home. Iida-kun gave us instructions about possible location of Deku-kun, but Bakugo suggested that he might be in the city of Kamino. I hated the rain when it poured like this because it made us to stop to search Deku-kun. As we reached Kamino City, we were advised to scatter around to find him. Suyu and I went different landmarks of Kamino. We asked one of civilians about a boy wearing green bunny costume with a weird mask until we heard of sightings within this area matching Deku-kun's description. Minutes later, Bakugo phoned us that he found Deku near the huge statue of All Might. I used my quirk to fly faster and reached the area where I saw a worn-out boy wearing a tattered green costume with a shabby yellow cape. I felt my emotions were jumbled mess as I almost tear up when I saw his face, but Deku-kun didn't look at me when I told him that we were worried for him. I won't forgive Endeavor for using him as a bait for some of the most dangerous villains like AFO and Shigaraki. From someone like Deku-kun, having such as weight of responsibility set on his shoulders, such a burden, of having one for all, the same power as his personal hero passed down to him. Bakugo starts clapping and mockingly says that Deku sounds inspiring as the inheritor of One for All. He then asks Deku if he is smiling now as Deku-kun puts on his mask back on. He then says, "People smiles and everyone's peace of mind is the only reason I need to keep going." He used his powers to back us out but I refused because I promised to myself to bring him back. After our fight and Deku-kun passed out, Shoji carried him at his back and walked back together towards Yue. Minutes later, some angry mob blocked our way because they believed he was the one what AFO and Shigaraki are after and they didn't want him to stay because he might bring them danger. I grabbed his hand and I told him that it's going to be okay because I am here to protect him. I'm gonna use my voice to reach out and to defend Deku-kun. After I told them to let him stay his hero academy, people were started to move. I saw his mother cried and hugged his son and Iida-kun helped him lead the way towards the dorm. I went and hugged my parents. I told them that it's going to be okay because Yue will protect us. My father smiled and he told mom that I was really amazing. Present Mike agrees as he walks towards us to congratulate me for the job well done. I gave his megaphone and he told me to take a rest. I followed and walked straight towards the dorm. After taking a warm bath, I felt tired and hungry. I decided to stay in my room and took an early nap. While lying on my bed, I still remembered what I said to the crowd. Izuku Midoriya is trying to carry the burden of his power on his own. He's got lot to learn but he's just an ordinary high schooler. I just wanted them to see him that he's not just a hero but he's only a teenager like us. We're not robots, we're human beings. I hope my speech could reach out for him. I'm doing all of this because I really liked him. Uraraka-san. I glanced back and saw Deku-kun standing beside me. He looks worried and concerned about me. Days after he Days after he returned to UA, we decided to stay another building called as Troy to prepare for our final battle. I Izawa sensei gave us some instructions and we learned that Aoyama, Monoma and Shinso will join us in the battlefield. I can't sleep and eat so I decided to went outside the building to get some fresh air. I don't know if I'm excited to meet Toga again or not. What if I died? Deku called my name and he too went outside. I told him about saving Toga and he too wanted to save Shigaraki. I guess we're both oddballs then, I said while staring at the city. Deku-kun glanced at me and then looked at the city. He said nothing but he didn't move. I looked down and I saw he wears only socks instead of shoes. Did he came out just to accompany me? Or he wanted to say something? I called his name and he glanced back at me. Whatever happens between us, I will always be your side. Deku-kun smiled and stared back at the city. Uraraka-san, I want you to be my side forever. Deku-kun, I brought your favorite katsudon, I said as I carried his food tray and placed it on the table next to him. It's been a month when Deku-kun almost died in the hands of AFO. Fortunately, we won the battle but he couldn't save Shigaraki. He died after he fought back at AFO to save Deku but unfortunately Deku-kun lost his powers after the battle. All Might told me that he's now in stage of coma, probably meeting one last time with his vestiges. I asked him when he will wake up and he said nothing. I squeezed his hand with my sad smile. I cheered him in usual uptone and prayed that he will wake up soon. I told him all the things happen in school, people, students of UA, pro heroes and so on. I also told him that everything is going to be normal again. If he wakes up, I'm going to tell him that we're now second year high schoolers, probably we're still classmates of class 2A, and my parents decided to resign their post because construction business is booming once again. Tears started to show when I remembered how I found him in the battlefield. Do you still remember how I found you? How you held my hand and hugged me for the first time? You gave me your warm smile and you told me that you're here with me. I wish I could see your smile again. I hope you, wake up soon. Because, I really miss you, Deku-kun. Please stay with me. I leaned over and kissed his forehead. Please be my side forever, Deku-kun. I love you. I sighed deeply and gave him a gently squeeze. I hope my words would reach out for him just like before. As I about walked towards the door, I heard someone's calling my name. Uraraka-san. I dashed back and gave him a hug. Deku-kun quickly opened his eyes and smiled back at me. I cried while hearing his words, I will be your side forever. Note: Part 2 will be Izuku's Pav love story, The Girl Named Ochako. Where stories live. Discover now.